and Studs! Alright, LED fans, today we are going to be pimping out my ride, MTV 90s style, with your humble host, No, it's actually just me, little old Sprues and Studs. So modifying Lego sets by adding LED lights is something that I love doing, and of course, I had to soup up my favorite Technic Lego set, which is the Lamborghini Sian with some Ricer lights. This light set can be found on the largest American online retailer for actually quite a hefty sum of $43.99. While this aftermarket modification is not cheap, then again, if you're into modifying cars in real life properly, those mods are not cheap either. I think the set is definitely well worth the money spent. So as you can see here, I was trying to push the dowel rods inside of the sleeves, and I had a really tough time doing that. I really wish that those sleeves actually would stick to the dowel rods a little bit more, and it was, again, quite a large struggle doing it. And then finally, as you can see here, I was trying to remove the driver's side headlight, but I had a really hard time trying to remove it because I sincerely, for the life of me, could not remember how to remove it from the car body itself. But you know what? I ended up managing doing it. So anyways, like you see here, I am actually having a very hard time putting those rods again inside of those sleeves. It took me quite a long time to do it, but eventually I ended up getting it with a lot of finagling, a lot of pushing, pulling, whatever it is. And then right now, we're going to be putting together the finished assembly back inside the car itself. So there was a lot of finagling, a lot of wiggling, and that was the whole entire premise of pretty much installing the LED headlights. You're basically going to be wire tucking and making sure that the wires are actually remain hidden from sight when you're looking at the model itself. So next we are going to be installing the Underglow. Installing the Underglow is probably the easiest part of the whole entire set. As you can see here, we're only putting in 1x1 Lego studs on top of these, well, 1x1 holes, and it was really not that much of a problem. The next thing you see here me doing is installing the brake lights. Again, I had a hell of a time trying to remember how the heck I was going to uninstall these things. So I unfortunately pretty much ended up yanking the taillights out of the car itself. So the build on here was actually not that hard. The only thing that I had trouble with was trying to fit the red slope taillight portion onto the lighted portion of it. Again, the lighted portion of this build, they have wires sticking out, so you kind of have to force these red slope portions onto the lighted portions of the whole entire build. And like I said, it's a bit of a struggle, but you do eventually get it. It was not as bad, again, as the headlight installation. That was probably the worst part of the set, period, that I did not like. And finally, once you are done putting the lighted portion of the taillights in, you're going to be moving on to installing the rear LEDs. They are very simple to install. Final thing to install is the interior dome light, and you're done. I hope that you enjoyed this mini build video. As you can see, the lighting kit did a fantastic job of lighting up the whole car. In fact, I have received quite a few compliments by my friends regarding these lights. Do I think the LED kit is worth it? Well, I think so. However, it is a bit pricey. I wish it was around $25 to $30 instead of $43 or $44 without tax and shipping. Please leave a comment in the section below what you think about this video, most importantly of these LED lights. I wanted to vary the content on my channel a little bit more than the plain build videos, so I'm curious to see what your thoughts are on this matter. So anyways, this is Sprues and Studs. As usual, I will see you all in the next build.